Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting, the I Can't Unsee This edition.
That's like every episode.
It's true.
And that's saying a lot because like it's literally just our voices. It's not even a visual medium.
It's not.
And you still can't unsee the shit we talk about.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
And today is no different. It's so great. Today is In-Betweeni 107. Babies stir up germ cocktail when crawling.
I knew it. Fucking knew it. Little germ balls.
And let's turn dead spiders into robots.
I didn't see that one coming. I'm a little mad I didn't see that one coming. I can see a lot of things coming now. I've been on literally almost every episode of this podcast.
You have.
Not to brag, but like I didn't see that one coming.
No one did. Trust me, no one saw this coming. These researchers really surprised us all.
Yeah.
In 2022,
oh
let me tell you.
God.
I'm Jill Chacha, and I am with the shocked Marissa Riley.
I'm shocked. Like this is, you'd think I had seen it all by now, but I don't even think we've scratched the surface.
We really haven't.
Came up with this?
Oh, what we're going to talk
idea?
about?
How high?
Yeah.
Were they? And is it a good idea? I have no idea. I have lots of thoughts on robots.
Yeah, we are going to dive into all of that. All of that. And but before we do, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock.
Welcome.
Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's so true. I had no idea what we were going to talk about today, and I never do. And I should be able to guess by now, but I just can't do it. Nothing is about butts today either. So I'm like really surprised.
Yeah.
We have moved on from our butts phase, and we are on to something
We are
else.
in new territory.
My friend.
Today. Yes. Yeah. Today is all about creepy crawlies, and by that I mean
babies are a little bit of a creepy
That's
crawly.
What I'm saying.
Very cute. But they're very foreign to me. I never hang out with babies. I don't know where they've been.
That's fine.
Home?
Yeah, they're at home. They're busy.
Yeah.
Yes, today is all about creepy crawlies, and by that I mean human babies on the loose.
Yeah.
And the impact of their movement on the environment around them.
Wow.
Yes, they may be tiny, but boy howdy, we're going to get into a bizarre study that confirms kids are full of germs and they stir them up too.
They're like iPhones. They're just
yes, that you
covered in our
stuff. Yeah, we will get into that. Then after the break, spiders.
Yeah.
And good news, they're very much dead, but some researchers have decided their corpses can be put to good use.
Good. I'm so glad. What is something that has been like on my mind.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with all these dead spiders?
What are we going to do with all of these dead bodies? Yeah. Well, by animating and controlling them via a hydraulic system, scientists hope to use their legs and appearance to collect samples in the wild.
I couldn't think of a better idea of what to do with a dead body.
Why not?
Just put it to work.
Put it to work.
Yeah. No one's there, so might as well.
So many capitalists just had
they're all like, wait,
moment.
we can do what now? Yep.
So reanimating dead spiders sounds terrifying and confusing, and it is, and I'll explain it to the best of my ability. I'm absolutely certain, though, some members of the flock have heard of this earlier in the year because it went viral as fuck on Twitter.
Oh, shit.
So if you were bold enough to click on the headlines and read about it, well, this will be a bit of a refresher, but with a little more, because we're going to hear from the researchers themselves and their backstory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm never on social media anymore, so people are
I
always
get
like,
I get that.
have you heard of green honky tonk? And I'm just
What
like,
the fuck?
I have no idea what anyone is talking about anymore.
Wait, is green honky tonk a thing?
No, I just like mishmash like two things together because there's all of these trends that are like so beyond me because I'm never on Instagram. If you want to see something wild, go off Instagram for 1 week and try to have a conversation with someone.
Oh, yeah. Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. I just have no idea what anyone's saying anymore. And I kind of like it that way. I just sort of dissociate and just like think of my own hair or something.
Yeah, just
and then
float. I get that.
And then let them, tire themselves out. And then I go home. I just described my workday.
Well, if you haven't heard about this or you didn't read about it, this is going to be a shocker of a story. And I cannot wait to show it all to you because we have video. Lots of videos today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of both things?
Both things. Lots of things. Lots of things crawling.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a nightmare.
Sure.
And not about being late to class. That's my...
Or exams or not having enough credits.
If you're having dreams about not having enough college credits and you are not in college, DM me.
Yes.
I won't see it because I'm not on social media.
All you do is tell people to DM you.
I know. I should check my DMs. I have like 80 new best friends I need to attend to. But DM me. I'll try to check it this year.
It's like 2 months left. So
yeah,
okay.
It's fine.
Well, before we get into the nightmare fuel that is dead spiders coming to life, let's start with another.
Okay.
Human children.
Yeah.
Now, my friends, over the years, many air quality studies have been performed to help determine how much dirt and microbes are kicked up and suspended in a room when an adult is walking indoors.
Yeah.
But up until recently, no one has ever measured the impact of infants crawling around on all fours and how much crap they could be inhaling at their level.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
No, I know. Surprise.
I just thought of like our floor, and I'm like, I'm really glad like no infants are.
Yeah. All the cocaine
on
we
the
leave
ground.
around.
Yeah.
All the cocaine.
Oh, our house is fine, by
gold.
the way. But I mean, like,
and gems and jewels that we live. That
just
we leave.
waiting in riches, treasure.
It's a good thing they're not inhaling it.
Yeah, they're just covered in small, shiny gold cups.
So, researchers at Purdue University got to thinking, how can they ethically recreate a child fumbling about on a carpet riddled with aerosol particles? Dr. Marissa, any suggestion as to how to get around child labor?
You just get one, right? You just get a baby.
I feel
like there are lots of, and I speak on the side of moms when I say this, that people need childcare.
I see. So just nab a child, do the study.
Get consent first.
All right. Well, you can't do that.
Okay. How about a robot?
There you go.
Is that better? Should I never be a mom? I'm like, 2 hours to myself. Take the baby.
She got it. She got it on the second try.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Robot. Okay. Answer is always robot. Not real.
Brandon Bohr, assistant professor and civil engineer, kicked it old school, deciding not to use computer simulations, but rather a robot.
Okay.
Yes, Brandon and his team built a robot child that was equal parts disturbing and informative.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm nervous.
You should be. You won't fucking believe this.
No.
Dr. Marissa, I'd love to show you a video of the mechanical toddler in action.
Oh my God.
And if you would, please use your feelings to convey what this thing looked like.
I will.
There are captions, but please ignore them.
Okay.
I'll have screenshots of the video on our social media stuffs, but if anyone at home wants to watch along, and you should because it's spooky season.
Yeah.
And trust
it
me,
really is.
This will reappear in your dreams.
Get in the mood.
Fire up your YouTube and search Infant and Adult Inhalation Exposure Research. That's Infant and Adult Inhalation Exposure Research.
Oh my God. It sounds like chemical warfare or something like that. Wow.
Wait until you see this thing. All right, Dr. Marissa, tell us what you see and what it's doing.
Oh, it's very scary, guys. Okay.
Haven't even hit play yet. We're 17 seconds in.
Okay, imagine...
This is where we're going to start.
Okay, imagine if you met a 14-year-old who was pretty good at science, and you said, hey, can you make a baby out of this vacuum cleaner and this hunk or this roll of tinfoil?
Yeah.
And imagine, and then you gave that kid 2 hours, this is what would come out.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so
That's
it
exactly
literally,
what this is.
it looks like a tiny little motor about the size of two fists And then around it is molded tinfoil that looks baby-ish.
Parts of a baby.
Parts of a baby, like the arms and the head. And then it's got kind of a mermaid end to it. And then lots of wires coming out of it.
Coming out of the butt. Mm-hmm.
And
there's something coming out of its face, too. That looks like almost like a camera lens or, like you said, a vacuum nozzle or something.
Something like that, yes.
So that's just the opening shot at 17 seconds. Yeah. Would you like to see it move?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, no. This makes me very uncomfortable. Okay, I'm glad you paused. You can pause it again.
Okay.
So it's got, 2 little arms.
Yep.
And it's like a little robot. They're both just moving and making the whole situation waddle across a floor.
There you go.
And, it does kind of, from some angles, look like a baby covered in tinfoil, which makes me really feel weird.
Yes. And it is on carpet.
It is on carpet.
It is on a carpet.
Yeah.
It's just, there
Here we go. Here's another shot. It's got that little camera in the front. It's doing its little flippy flap thing.
Mm-hmm. Now it's on a red carpet. Okay.
On a red carpet. Looks like we have some sort of a screen attached to the whole situation that they're monitoring numbers.
There you go. Exactly.
Numbers, folks. And
Okay, I think we're good here.
Cool.
You were very uncomfortable. So
I'm really stressed it's going to walk into the room right now. I don't know why.
Yes, no defining features too. No eyes, no anything. It was really quite a thing. So my friends Ed Cara of Gizmodo.com described this thing best back in ye olde 2018 when the study was published. Quote, "They made a foil-wrapped, legless robot that mimicked a baby crawling on its belly.
Yes.
Then had the little monster wobble its way down long patches of carpet taken from actual homes.
Oh.
An adult volunteer walked along the same patch for comparison." End quote.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
There you go.
We're doing it.
So this crude toddler torso crawled about in what Brandon Bohr called an environmental chamber. And all the dust and microbes that were kicked up into the air were actually tracked with intense precision. Okay. Really. All the effort went into the tracking, not so much the arts and crafts.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Quote, "We used state-of-the-art aerosol instrumentation to track the biological particles floating in the air around the infant in real time, second by second.
Wow.
The instrument uses lasers to cause biological material to fluorescence.
Oh, cool.
Most bacterial cells, fungal spores, and pollen particles are fluorescent, so they can be reliably distinguished from non-biological material in the air."
That's so fucking cool. I didn't know that.
So smart.
Amazing.
We also worked with a microbiology group at Finland's National Institute for Health and Welfare, which conducted DNA-based analysis of the microbes we collected onto filters. End quote. Brandon said in a statement to eurekaalert.org. So, Dr. Marissa, please tell us, as reported by Eureka, what were the results? After the fake baby flopped around, what did the filter mouth thing sticking out of the robot's face inhale? Oh. And what happened to the environment?
Okay, let's get into it. All right. Quote, "The researchers found that a concentrated cloud of resuspended particles form around crawling children, and that the concentrations around them can be as much as 20 times greater than the levels of material higher up in the room." Great. For an adult, a significant portion of the biological particles are removed or blocked in the upper respiratory system in the nostrils and throat. But for very young children, they often breathe through their mouths, and a significant fraction is deposited into the lower airwaves. The particles make it to the deepest regions of their lungs. End quote from that Brandon noted. So it's bad. It's all of the crap is close to the ground.
Yeah.
And they can't even filter it.
Nope.
Because they're breathing through their little mouths.
That's right.
So it's going to the bad part. Are babies okay?
Yeah.
Should we check in on the babies?
That's a great question.
How do we do that?
That's a great question. Put a pin in that.
Okay.
We're going to get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So, my friends, researchers found that for every kilogram in weight, or for every 2.2 pounds, our baby toddler friends could be inhaling up to 4 times more of these biological particles than an adult would while moving about.
Oh my God.
Like you asked, should parents freak out? Are children just choking on dirt or cocaine, and like in our house?
Yeah.
Is it negatively affecting their little selves? All right. Well, drum roll, please.
Oh my God.
The kids are all right. They're all right, kind of.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes. Back in the beacon of health, that was the 1980s.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's true. British epidemiologist David Strachan, I think his name, David Strachan coined something called the hygiene hypothesis. And this is actually a tested theory which says too clean of an environment may suppress the development of the immune system.
That's right. I've heard that on TV. Yeah.
Dr. Marissa, what do we mean by this, as reported by Ed Cara?
I would love to talk about it as everyone listening breathes sort of a sigh of relief and tilts their head to the side. Okay, quote, according to this theory, our immune system needs plenty of minor foes to face off against in its formative years in order to calibrate itself. Without the exposure, it can instead become overly sensitive, leading to allergies and asthma in children, end quote. Mm-hmm. So I have allergies and asthma and pretty much every terrible thing you can have that doesn't send you to the hospital quite.
Yeah.
Just all the annoying body problems.
A hair enough. Yeah.
Does that mean that I didn't get enough floor germs as a baby? Is that what happened?
I mean, I can't imagine anyone having any more than you growing up in Texas.
Yeah.
So it might be maybe you had too much.
Okay, I see. It can go the other way. Yeah, we definitely had carpeting, and the carpet was full of stuff.
So Brandon went on to add, exposure to certain bacterial and fungal species can result in the development of asthma.
I see. Okay.
But numerous studies have shown that when an infant is exposed to a very high diversity of microbes at a high concentration, they can have a lower rate of asthma later in life. Such exposures act to stimulate and challenge your immune system. End quote.
Yeah, so make sure you're feeding the right
amount.
Floor.
The right floor.
To your kids.
That's right. That's
right. You have no control. Okay.
There's really no...
There's
really nothing we
can do.
No, you have no idea.
Just trust the floor.
Put it on its toe.
There you go. Trust the floor.
So, does this mean, can you let your kid lick everything and forget about vaccines? No, you negligent fuck. Soap, checkups, and protection against viruses are essential, but it does seem like a little crawling around and exploring can be helpful as well. So
it also looks fun. Those babies always look like they're having a good time until they start crying, which is a lot. So maybe they're not having fun. I don't know.
We solved nothing today. This is great.
We just came up with more problems.
That fucking thing was pretty cool. That robot thing.
I was nervous.
After the break, move over toddler torso.
Yeah.
We're reanimating dead spiders.
Of course we are.
Up next. So please, stay tuned.
Please do.
Have you ever wondered what really happened to Amelia Earhart or the lost colony of Roanoke? Do you ever find yourself scouring the internet for vicious Victorians and their murders by gaslight? Or perhaps you're just sick and tired of women being constantly misrepresented or plain lied about throughout history? If so, join me, Katie Charlwood, history harlot and reader of books, on Who Did What Now, the history podcast that's not your history class. Part of the Airwave Media Network. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Adios, au revoir, au revoir, my friends. Bye-bye. I'll be seeing you.
We're the All Creatures Podcast. Each week, Angie and I explore and share amazing details about the many animals we share our world with.
Plus, Chris and I are both PhD scientists and educators. So we do the deep dives in the scientific research and then come back and share what we learn in a fun and casual way. We also speak with other scientists, animal experts, activists, and many other conservation enthusiasts from all over the planet.
So you can find the All Creatures Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting.
This is Did Not Need to Know. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Danielle.
I love true crime.
And I hate it.
We are sisters, and this is a comedy true crime podcast where I scare Danielle every week with stories that she did not need to know.
Follow us to listen.
Did Not Need to Know, streaming everywhere, released on Mondays. We are on Instagram at Did Not Need to Know and Facebook and Twitter at DNNTK Podcast. Bye.
And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back. And my friends, after the summer of 2022, spiders are back from the dead, too.
Awesome. Great news.
Such great news. But not exactly. Not back. I mean, they are still very much dead, but humans are in control of their legs.
Feeling so safe around humans right now. Just
All right, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's start at the beginning of a very peculiar story that may actually have a lot of benefits in the future, I guess? Question mark?
Okay.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Convince me.
All right, well, let's head on back in time to a year no one remembers. Say it with me.
2019.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Where we'll find ourselves at Rice University's George R. Brown School of Engineering in Houston, Texas.
Wow, cool.
I know. It's here we'll find Daniel Preston, head of the Mechanical Engineering Department, and graduate student Faye Yap, who is lead author of today's Spider paper, and one talented gal who really thinks outside the box.
I love it. I already feel better knowing that there's a talented gal who thinks outside of the box on our team.
Totally wild.
That sounds like I was being sarcastic, but I actually do love a talented gal who thinks outside of the box.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
They're the best.
Fuck yes.
They're awesome.
So, Dr. Marissa, please tell us what happened on a fateful day, as reported by the university's website, news.rice.edu.
I would love to talk about it. All right, quote, "We were moving stuff around in the lab and we noticed a curled up spider at the edge of the hallway," she said. "We were really curious as to why spiders curl up after they die." End quote. I'm also curious. I've seen many a spider in their little fetal.
Yeah,
or
that's exactly
our
right.
version of fetal, their version of dead.
Dead. Straight up dead. Yes, my friends, following this innocent question, Faye did a little research and discovered, long story short, spider legs don't have or use muscles for extension. They stretch out their legs via hydraulic pressure.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
So what the fuck am I talking about here?
Like a hose?
Yes, like a hose.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, we'll get, yeah. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's talk about it. So, good news, everyone. It's imagination time.
Okay.
So please, if you will, imagine a cute fuzzy spider. Just the cutest.
The cutest spider. It could be animated.
The cutest one. Now, you see how its head is kind of fused to its body?
Yeah.
Or its thorax? Now, this is called cephalothorax, or acephalothorax, or a prosoma chamber.
Okay.
And when it's squeezed like an accordion, inner body fluids are shot into the legs. And presto, that's how the legs extend.
It is like a hose.
It is like a hose.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy. It does that every time.
It does that every time it jumps. It squeezes its body, and then pew! all the fluids like run into the legs.
That's so stressful. It makes me think of, I guess it's because it's so different. It makes me think of those squirrels that are flying squirrels. And I say that with quotations because they're always just falling squirrels.
Yeah.
The little sugar gliders. They're just, their version of moving is just falling. It's horrifying.
Everywhere. Can you imagine everywhere you needed to go? You had to thrust your entire body and just depend on gravity and your aim. Oh my God, I need a lot more Lexapro to get through that. But this is fascinating. This is so cool. And spiders are fucking pros. So when the animal dies, well, there's no fluid to inflate them and the legs curl in.
Oh,
so that's why they...
I see.
There you go.
I get it.
So when Faye heard about this, she basically had her eureka moment. For you see, she works in Daniel Preston's division, which, quote, specializes in soft robotic systems that often use non-traditional materials, as opposed to hard plastics, metals, and electronics. We use all kinds of interesting new materials, like hydrogels and elastomers, that could be actuated by things like chemical reactions and light, he said. We even have some recent work on textiles and wearables, end quote, from the school's website.
That's so fucking cool. Yeah. Soft robots.
Soft robots.
Fucking love that.
Yeah.
Robots aren't soft enough.
They're not, as we saw in the first video.
That's so terrible. I love the thought of hydrogels and stuff like that. The little thing that goes into your body and takes away the cancer. That's kind of like
You saw that goop?
Yeah, the goo.
That goop, that's exactly what they do.
Amazing. Go back and listen to the goop episode.
The goop episode.
It's so cool.
Crawl around your body.
Yeah.
And hopefully repair things like your heart or, provide medicine. That was a good in-betweenie right there.
That was amazing. Yeah. Soft robots. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So my friends, Faye took one look at this dead soft creature and was like, hold my beer.
Yes.
I got this.
Yes.
She gathered herself a few cadaver wolf spiders and did the following.
Oh my God, wolf spiders are horrifying. But please continue.
Here we go. Dr. Marissa, I'm just going to throw you into this. I have a video of a dead wolf spider being manipulated.
Okay.
Please tell us. Please tell us what you see, what materials are being used, and what happens to the legs, because that is, wow. I have no words. Oh, so I, of course, will have screenshots of this video as well on our social media stuffs if you want to see it. All right. Here we go.
All right. Well, let's start with the opening shot. Is the cutest little plate that's the size of someone's palm, and it's actually in someone's palm. And in that little tiny white plate is a little tiny, big, giant, dead spider.
Yes.
Big, brown, dead spider that I am scared of.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah.
Very dead. All right. Now, the next scene, it might be a little shocking. Here we go.
All right. Okay. So pause. I didn't read any of the captions and they just went away.
That's totally fine.
I see. Okay. Basically what I see is like a sort of like robotic needle.
Yep.
That is basically a needle that's being put into the body of the spider.
You got it.
Not the abdomen.
The thing we just talked about.
The thing we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
The chamber thing.
Yep.
And then there's something red on the ground.
Yeah,
beneath.
like a sponge.
It's a sponge. Okay.
So I'm going to play the video. What happens to the spider?
Okay. So the spider's currently curled up. We're... Pause.
Yes.
So something obviously happened. So the whole... The needle is attached to like a little arm.
Yeah.
And the needle is, of course, inside the body of the spider. And the whole thing was kind of moving down. And all of a sudden, the spider that was kind of in a little ball, all of its legs flung out like it was alive.
Yes.
And then as the whole system got to the sponge, it curled its legs around the sponge.
Yeah.
And
what is it doing to the sponge as I replay?
Okay, it's holding on to the sponge and going upwards. Okay, pause. It's like the claw.
Yeah.
When you get toys I don't know if
at a carnival game,
like or at like a Dave and Buster's or something. You would play that game. It was impossible to play. If you figured it out, good for you. But like, it looked like the claw. It was like they were using the spider's legs as the claw, and it worked beautifully.
Man, what nightmarish hell of a universe do you think that this is the claw in a in a like a carnival game?
That would be a terrible. Terrible universe.
All right, should we? So that was one test. Do you want to see the next thing?
Okay. I have to see more. I have to see this again. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, pause. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so scary.
It's so startling how quickly it moves.
Yeah. Okay. So someone has once again like a syringe. Not like a skinny syringe, like it's got a lot of, it's got a big tube with a lot of water in it. And
it's just air. Just
it's just air.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a syringe full of air. The needle is once again inside the spider's body. It looks like someone pushed a little bit of air inside of it and its legs flung out. And it looks like we're going for another trick of picking something up with its legs.
Do you think it's going to work?
Yes, because these people are talented. Okay, so all right, they took a little air back, and the spider put its things around the sponge, and they were able to move it to a new place.
There you go, from point A to point B.
It is so alarming.
Yes,
I am alarmed.
All right,
it's so cool though.
Very cool, I guess. Let me get back to my.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
I know
with this.
I don't know what we're going to do, but they came up with some ideas and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So, how did they do this to begin with? Quote, the team inserted a needle into the spider's prosoma chamber.
There we go.
And created a seal around the tip of the needle with a glob of superglue.
Oh.
Squeezing a tiny puff of air through the syringe was enough to activate the spider's legs, achieving a full range of motion in less than 1 second. End quote. Yeah, it moves pretty fucking fast.
It moves so fast. And the fact that, like, those little legs are, like, stable enough to pick something up is insane.
Bonkers. Insane. So bonkers. So on that day, my friends, Necrobotics was born.
What a word.
Yeah. Do you want to say it together?
What a word. Necrobotics. Wow. Our neighbors heard that. Cool.
Yes, on that day, Necrobotics was born, and Faye was the proud mother, if you will. Don't take my word for it. Let's have a listen to her reaction to this discovery.
Okay.
And if you'd like to watch along, fire up your YouTube and search Lab Manipulates Dead Spider's Legs with a Puff of Air. And we're starting at 105.
Amazing.
All right, let me bring it back up. Let me put the sound on here. Let me turn it up, too. Because we want to hear this.
Oh, I definitely want to hear
her
nerd out about this.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
To place the needle, and when we did it, it worked the first time, right off the bat, actually.
Amazing.
And that was really like, I don't even know how to describe it, that moment when you see it move.
Oh my God.
So she was pretty proud.
She was so proud, and someday she's going to go on a date, and someone's going to be as excited about this as she is.
Yeah.
Maybe she already has a partner. I'm just imagining, like, being excited about something like this, going on a date, and, like, someone not getting it.
What did you do today? And she just explains the whole thing.
I brought a spider back to life, and it was amazing. Here's how it worked. And then she gets out the cocktail napkin and writes out the formula.
There you go. Or she just whips out the sponge with the needle and the spider and does it at the table.
God! The ultimate test. If you're cool with this, you can hang.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe she even eats with it.
Do you think so? And picks up little pieces of popcorn?
Oh, man.
I think you actually got the nail on the head. She's definitely done that.
She's doing it right now.
She's doing it right now. Oh, my God.
So, I know what you're wondering. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Well, Daniel Preston said in a statement, quote, "It happens to be the case that the spider, after it's deceased, is the perfect architecture for small-scale, naturally derived grippers." End quote.
Okay.
Just like you said, Dr. Marissa. Those little grippy things.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah.
As ScienceAlert.com further explained, most man-made robotics... delete. As ScienceAlert.com further explained, most man-made robotic components are quite complex to manufacture. Spiders are complex already, and they are in plentiful supply.
Okay.
Quote, the concept of necrobotics proposed in this work takes advantage of unique designs created by nature that can be complicated or even impossible to replicate artificially. End quote, the researchers say in a paper. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading.
No, I'm sorry I'm quiet. I'm just like fascinated by the fact that we're actually going to use spiders, which are naturally like perfect, to do cool shit. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do it, so...
I mean, I'm skeeved out, but like, I don't matter because I'm not a scientist. I'm just a doctor, so...
So, Dr. Marissa, speaking of bodies, what did researchers find out? What can they do and for how long, as reported by Science Alert and the university's website?
I would love to talk about it. All right, quote, the team were able to make the dead spider grip onto a small ball and used that experiment to determine a peak grip force of 0.35 millinewtons, basically an extremely delicate grip. Researchers also showed they were reliably able to lift more than 130% of the spider's own body weight, and sometimes much more.
Finger guns.
Finger guns were involved that no one could see except for Jill. Okay, continuing the quote, the lab ran one X spider through 1,000 open-close cycles to see how well its limbs held up and found it to be fairly robust. I got it. It starts to experience some wear and tear as we get close to 1,000 cycles, Preston said. We think that's related to issues with dehydration of the joints. We think we can overcome that by applying polymer coatings. End quote. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking of that too because, I mean, it might be more sanitary, but also I'm sure there's a way to clean a spider. But like, yeah, if you were to case it in like something,
right,
that might help a lot.
Yeah, it's dead, it's decaying, right? And
exactly. It's not. It could. One of its little legs could break off into I don't know, whatever creation you're making, and then someone will eat it.
Exactly. That's how things work.
Yep, we're all just eating spider legs, eggs.
So, my friends, this thing has a very delicate grip, but at the same time can lift over 130% of its own body weight.
Incredible.
And one dead body can be used 1,000 times at least. And they found out that just using a little beeswax coating actually helped improve the length of time a body could be used. So, this is a little bit of a fixer-upper, but not too much.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm really into necrobotics.
You turned around.
I turned around. Yeah, I turned around really fast.
Wow.
I'm still not exactly sure what they're picking up and putting down, though. No one has, like, really gotten too deep into that.
So I read a few articles. They were like, oh, they could use the spider as, like, almost as bait in the wild, and then pick up other things.
Oh, okay. I was like, are we going to do, like, open heart surgery with, like...
I mean, who knows? Probably.
All right. Okay. I'm fine. Just don't tell me beforehand if you're going to pick her up my body with a spider.
It's possible.
Or tell me afterwards, after...
Okay.
I can't decide what's worse. I don't know. Just do it.
If you need to pick up some delicate samples sometime in the future... You're in luck. That tool may just be a dead spider.
There you go. Or do open heart surgery.
Or, everything from picking up popcorn with your date to saving a life.
What can't you do with a dead spider's body?
That's right.
What can't you do?
You tell me.
You tell us. You could eat angel hair pasta with it, I bet.
Oh, so gross.
Eat some dry ramen.
You won't stop, will you? You're gonna keep listing things? Okay, well, thank you for
potato chip, the pieces at the very end of the bag.
For listening, rating, subscribing.
I'm trying to think of one more thing. Sprinkles.
Telling your friends about all the things you can do with a reanimated dead spider.
Keep
going.
Salt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a little pinch of salt.
Little pinch of salt on your food. You can pick up leaves, salad leaves. You can eat a salad really slowly.
So...
You can end the podcast if you want.
Okay. Please, stay interesting.
Please do.